now talking about trends and realities in digital signage software. I'm happy to have Sean, Stan, Hugues, and Christophe here on stage. And yeah, today I would like to talk to you about the trends, what's happening in digital signage. We've seen in the past we had a big solutions where everything was built in once, big CMS solutions which bring everything built in. And now we're talking about microservices, cloud solutions, separating everything. So these digital signage solutions are more integrated in a composable way, as we say. And yeah, therefore we need some kind of new solutions or new infrastructure. That's what we see, and I would like to talk to you about. And also we see the role of device management. And that's our topic. So, and we have here on stage, we have Christophe from Telelogos, Hugues from Navori, Stan from SignageOS, Sean from PPDS, yeah?
Yeah, Philips.
Philips. And first I would like to show you a slide. And this slide, you can see here, we had this slide also on the last summit. And when we talk about composable or the way from monolithic to composable, what do we mean is that in the past everything was in one big monolithic system, everything from content creation, scheduling, playlists and all that stuff, and also device management is now more and more getting separated, because what we see is that there are specialists in the market which are good in doing some things better, and so that we will end up in an architecture way which we call composable, where you can pick out the best solution for your signage system. And so it's not a monolithic anyway. And you are in this business for 2 years? No, 20 years?
A little bit more.
A little bit more.
25 years.
Yeah. And I think you already started with a composable solution?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, we don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
You have different solutions on the market, and we need to take the best of all the solutions that you have in the market. Yeah. And definitely one of the, for us as a software provider, is to be able to be capable to integrate all these solutions in one single interface, thanks to some native integration or thanks to the API, for instance.
And I know your software also for a long time, and you also invest a lot to be API first and in the cloud. And was it also a change inside your company from the people mindset?
Actually, of course, there is a big trend regarding the SaaS, but to be honest, we are trying to propose, I would say, both platforms and according to the needs of the customer. Actually, we don't care. We are capable to provide, I would say, a solution according to the needs of the customer.
Christopher, you're also very long in the business, for more than 20 years, I think.
Yeah, the company almost 40, but in digital signage for 15. Yes.
And you are also very strong in device management and also content management for a very long time. And how do you see this new way of composable architectures? What are your challenges with that, and how do you see the future?
I think what is interesting is the possibility to make this solution more scalable. So I don't think you have to do a microservice just to do microservice. You will not split everything.
Yeah.
But just think of your architecture and what is really important for you, and what can be really what you will need to be scalable. For instance, if you want to display a message to thousands and thousands of people at the same time, then you have to add several components instead of copying all the servers. So that's where I see really added value when you need scalability. But once again, I don't think you need to switch everything from monolithic to microservice, but really to think globally at your architecture and what you really need to split. And what you said I also agree saying that more and more the need to have API web services also to be easily integrated with a third-party solution. That's something really important.
We are the right topic, third-party solution for device management. Sian, you have a solution Wave,
Yep.
which is good for device management for Philips devices.
Yeah, that's the case. So as one of the largest hardware manufacturers, we knew we needed to understand our hardware better, and software is part of that offering, not just hardware.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we want to work with partners like Telelogos, like Navori, so we can offer the best solution to customers. So it's very much API first. We did start a little bit late with this, so we also had the advantage that we could use the latest technologies and move forward very quickly as well.
So you were in a strong competitive with Stan, yeah?
I wouldn't say so. It's what we want is the best solution for our displays, and we don't see ourselves as competitors.
Yeah. Stan, you divided in the, let's say, last 2 months, you divided your product, yeah, in the device management part and help me the application builder, I don't know.
That's correct. We did a major product split because we learned from our multiple stakeholders that we work with in the industry that they need tailored services. And we just needed to accommodate that in order to stay relevant. So that's why we decoupled our developer environment and our cloud-based device management. And for people that don't know what we do, we are infrastructure company for signage. So we provide a middleware and associated services so anyone can remotely manage any screen and also publish content on any screen, but we are not a CMS. We are the guys in the back, in behind, that just take care of everything is playing properly, is delivered properly, and just everything works. So yeah, we did this major change. We also had I think we were lucky starting building this company in 2018. So we started microservices already. And the company was built that way. And I think everything that Chris, Hugh, and Sian said, that API first approach, that's basically a must on this market today if you want to stay relevant and deliver the value that your customers are looking for. No more silos. Everything's got to be integrated, interoperable. Everything's got to talk to everything else because you just get so many data inputs from all different third parties, and you just need to consume that and then shape the experience for the end users.
Yes, that's what we see in the composable architecture, that you're good in device management, and though the end customer can pick out the best solution and use on top maybe Navori solution for content management. Let's look at the content management. Do you see there any major changes currently in the creative part of the software? If we talk about playlists generating, whatever.
Yeah, regarding the content management system, for me, one of the main trend, but actually it's not the future, it's already the present. It will be how you will be able to interact with a third-party application. So it could be live data feed, it could be AI, it could be a different things. The idea is to definitely enhance the customer experience in retail, in corporate, whatever. And for me, a good CMS, it will definitely be the way how you can integrate natively or through API all the things related to the interactivity that you can propose to some customers.
Today in the leader panel, we heard that the playlist is dead.
I heard that too.
Yes.
What's your opinion about that? You have, Christophe?
Playlist is dead. Yeah, perhaps depends what you call playlist and what you do with a playlist. And playlist can be something for back office, and then you add something else. But what I believe in now, I think digital signage must bring something new to the company. It's just not a loop, a video, or something like that. So I think what we all need and all the industry wants is to bring a real value to the customer. So I think it's really about data, integrating data to a lot of data are available in the companies, but it's really hard to bring that data available to people. whether they are workers or customers. So I think what we try to do is to do that, to transform the data into visual communication directly to the workspace, and that's really, really key issue. And in this case, it's not digital signage anymore, but you transform digital signage to business application. So you bring value to the customer, which means margin, stickiness, business stickiness, etc. And I think that's really, really important.
Mm-hmm. And Sian, what do you see on the device management side? You also have a CMS part in your solution,
We
but it's
do.
also possible to run other CMS.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's something as a product manager, you really need to push back sometimes to say, no, this isn't what we want to focus on.
Yeah.
We do have a native player inside our displays because we're displays, of course. We need to show how the display is performing. But what we see in tenders is the customer always wants something different. They want some more customized content. They want something else. So it's more like a demo tool. So we need to show it. We need to understand how our displays are working. But absolutely, like it's not something that we don't want to cross that boundary, because it's just that I know there's other manufacturers that are kind of taking the whole market and want to do everything. That's really not what we want to go for at PPDS.
Yeah. So, have you ever heard about this headless CMS? What we also highlighted on the chart there. That's what we also think that's some kind of future solution, because, as you said, we have a lot of backend systems where we collect data, integrate data, and the headless CMS is some kind of pool where everything comes together.
Yeah.
And you don't need to have some kind of user interface anymore for creating that, or you have maybe a special user interface.
Yeah.
And Stan, in your role, you on your applications, you're very strong in the device management part, and on top of the device management, you can have the layer of the signage application. Have you some kind of experience with kind of headless CMS integration, or did you did it by yourself in some kind of projects?
Certainly. So we are not a CMS, but we have a lot of components that many content management system companies have, and they need to have that to deliver the full experience. And we have been increasingly being asked by large brands to help them create their own internal tools, how they can make this happen. I think Florian was talking about that at the keynote, that there are large corporations that are just, I don't want to say fed up, but maybe bored or not happy with the current solution providers, and they're just seeking something else, something that it's gonna that it's gonna work the way they need, so they don't need to mold into existing solutions, that they can create something that's gonna really support the processes as they have and leverage the tools that they are already using. So we've been working, for example, with Adobe on a couple of projects where Adobe is used as the asset data management, and they use Adobe for content creation and renditions for multiple different canvases and resolutions. And then we helped with the delivery on the display and the playback and device management. So I wouldn't call this headless, because we are not headless, but I would say probably it's like a new way how to do things in larger corporations, really trying to tie into all tools you already have instead of bringing another one siloed. So yeah, there has been this trend.
Hugues, from your side, from Navori side, are you also fans with this kind of projects where you are only, let's say, a smaller part, or not the complete chain, just parts of that?
Yes, definitely. Actually, we are a content management solution provider. So that means that we need also to stay out of place and just to provide what we do well. So that means it's just a content management.
Yeah.
Our position is really, I would say, to give the possibilities to all the customers according to their needs, to use a unified platform and to integrate all the third-party applications according to what they want to do. But our idea is really to try to find a way to have just one single platform and to access to the requests of the customers.
Mm-hmm. And Christophe, on your side, you also, I think you have projects running with 500,000 devices out there in the device management part. And from this side, you also have it all monolithic, or is it also that you have projects where you have integrated different solutions?
Yes, of course, we have a lot of projects where we integrate several solutions, but I think if we're talking about headless solution, I don't really believe in that, meaning that headless solution would mean that they have to rebuild something. So if you want to reuse, for example, you can make your own HTML stuff, but you have to code it, stuff like that. So I'm not sure that it's the job of the customer to reinvent the wheel and to do stuff like that. But what we offer and what we do in some project is what we were mentioning before, through APIs, web services, we can trigger automatic content from an external application. So they can directly talk with our CMS to say, okay, I want to push this content to this kind of diffusion list and do that, and that. And so through an API, they can take the order, and through our CMS, they will distribute it. So I think that really that's more what we see today than really what we say a full headless solution when you have to reinvent the wheel to maintain it, etc.
Yeah, that's true. And from the device management part, then on the other side, you have your application builder. Is it often used to build user customized application?
So I think what Chris was describing is like, rebuilding certain parts of solution is true. I don't think us like end users should be rebuilding that. We already have existing blocks, existing HTML5 players.
Yeah.
They can just step into and then hook all the data sources in. So the integration is very easy. Everything REST API based. So yeah, we've seen many applications of just recycling whatever we already built.
And from the perspective that you're very strong in the device management, and every time new hardware is coming out in the market, do you see there is a level reached, or is it still more and more getting more and more, or different types of hardware, or do you see any kind of trend in this direction? What kind, when we're talking about operating systems?
Do you mean level reached in terms of number of features or performance?
Yeah, different types of hardware operating systems.
So that's something that has been puzzling us for quite a time, and we entered this market 2018, and it was fragmented, and we brought this unification tool,
Yeah.
and we were kind of trying to standardize, and I think we did pretty good job in that. But we thought, in 5 years' time, which is like right now, the industry will be like down the road, like more sophisticated and more integrated. But it looks like we still get a fragmented industry. So we still get new types of hardware, new types of operating systems, new versions of operating system, and it's like never-ending story. So, I would hope that in 3-5 years, again, it's gonna be consolidated. But I made a mistake thinking that it's going to be now, and it's not. It's good.
So they don't come to you and ask you what should the best practice say. Just
they do.
Throw it on the market.
They do, but then they just don't follow. It's good for our business. The more fragmentation, the more business we have. I don't think it's good for the industry. I think the industry should do a better job in standardizing, because it would just make things less complex, more scalable. We would get more installations, more hardware out, more opportunities. Yeah.
So in Philips' way, it's easier. Yeah? It's just Philips hardware, or do you also hassle with this?
We are looking to support other types of hardware,
Yeah.
and we also have different brands within our own company as well. So it's something that we're definitely exploring.
But you're talking about one brand, and there we have many brands, and
Yeah.
that's a very big point. What I also can see is that there are so many legacy systems with different kind of operating systems out there in the market, and you try to solve this problem, but it's still a hassle out there.
So we have this matrix. We never made it like public because it's unpublishable because it's so ugly. But it's like we got a like feature set, like all we can do in device management, and then vertically we've got like hardware brands and an operating system that we can do. This table has like 6,000 items in it.
Yeah.
Which is like crazy. Imagine that there should be like a single company that should like do that. It's like it's almost impossible for anyone to be, you know, to build such a comprehensive tool on their own if it's not your single focus. So it's making things complicated, like really complicated, and it's challenging for the industry, I think, to move forward.
Christophe, Hugues, what do you see for other trends in digital signage, except artificial intelligence? We have a panel after that.
Just about digital device management, I think it's a really interesting topic because, 5 years ago, nobody was talking about that. Now if you go on the trade show, everybody says, okay, we do device management.
Yeah.
But now the problem is that what is real device management? Because having just a dashboard of what's going on the CPU level on a hardware, I don't think it's device management. So that's also something really difficult for the customer to know what's real device management, what you can really do. Can you do things in bulk? Can you do execute process program stuff really deeply? And I think also that it's not possible to do that in all operating system. For CMS provider, you can't be good at everything. So you are touching at the system level. So it's impossible to do that for every platform. So I think standardization is really important. I think that's why we chose also to be in Windows and Android and not on all the platform, because we do believe that it's impossible to be good at everything and to follow up all the version every 6 months. And that's something also the customer have to really check, and the integrator, what is real device management, what the real platform do, and test it in real.
Do you have any requests from your customer side about sustainability, energy consumption of the devices? Is it possible, or do you have it already?
Yes, that's something. That's of course, sustainability is something important, because we have a lot of customers who say we have complaints from customers. Our headquarters is based in France, so the French people are really what would be the world? They can really reactive, like they put stickers on or they break the display, something like that. So there is a real need for sustainability and ensure that you're doing something to change things. That's why, for example, the Tableau that the Philips they do is a great opportunity, I think, for the industry to switch and to have also new usage. Yeah. So everything like that, which can reduce the energy and the consumption, is really a great way.
Yeah, you can do it in your Philips screens. You can measure the energy.
We don't have an actual meter on there, but that is something that we are increasing the sensors that we put under the displays as well. So. It goes together. Like if you're not doing software yourself, it's hard to know as a manufacturer what's actually needed. And by doing it ourselves, we realize like sensors to measure energy, sensors that other people can access on the display. It's more than just a dumb display that's sending information out. It's actually a display that can talk to the cloud and provide information as well.
Are there any questions from the audience? Do you have some last words? Which should be important for the future of our trends on digital signage from your perspective? Famous last words.
But what we were saying just before the green signage panel, I think that's also funny to see. We are talking about possibility to measure energy, etc. But just if everybody makes sure that they turn their screen off, that would be a good thing. Because I don't know what is the percentage of screen which are still showing black content during the night is just tremendous. So just have good software which enables you to really to put it on, to put it off, to this kind of thing, to really optimize it.
Well, that's something we noticed as well, and what we found out in a lot of shops is they just kill the power, which for a display, that's an absolute nightmare. Your lifetime of the display is going to go down, and then who knows what's going to happen when it goes up. So that's where we want to help out, to say, this is the way you handle our displays. This is the power mode it should be in. So, it's things like that. having that better collaboration, which I think with IoT, it's kind of like been overused for so long, but it is something where you can have smart devices, and with AI, you can have smart devices that can actually, self-heal themselves. I know I'm kind of dreaming now, but it's almost it's coming.
It's a long way.
Yeah, you think?
And I think what Christophe was mentioning about defining the standards, like what is actually device management, what is the feature set that customers should be asking for, what they should be delivered by the provider. That's something that has been lacking, and I think you do have sessions later today or tomorrow on that topic, which I think is great. Yeah. And then for me, I think it's automation in signage, in device management, content management, automation, like less labor-intensive work. Playlist is dead, not for SMBs, but probably for big enterprises. And then automation solves a lot of things.
Yeah. So I understand what Christophe was saying regarding the fact that it's more and more complicated to support different platforms. But from a Navori standpoint of view, the interoperability still an important point, especially to give the freedom and the flexibility to the end user. And I know that it's quite complicated to maintain the different platforms, but if you want to retrieve some existing networks, and even if you want to, for new projects, if you want to mix, I would say, the best of the different worlds, meaning if you want to do interactivity with Bryson players, if you want to do some signage, standard signage display with Philips Android players, if you want to, do big videos with Windows PC, for that you need to have a CMS that is capable to manage this kind of interoperability. So for us, it's still an important and very important point for Navori. Yeah.
Okay, so we're running out of time. Thank you very much to having you on the stage. And if there are any questions, I think you're still around. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Malcolm.